The girl could hardly believe her eyes. She never imagined her mom's second marriage would land her a billionaire, and that she'd get to ride those coattails right into her stepfather's massive estate. But when she walked through the door, she realized poverty had severely limited her imagination. Turns out living rooms don't need sofas. They can have spa centers instead. Cars can be parked right at home just to avoid walking a few extra steps. You can enjoy endless, breathtaking ocean views right from your bedroom. Noah stared at the cabinet packed with luxury items and curiously picked up a price tag. The numbers were truly shocking. She casually snapped a photo and posted it on her socials, and her close friend immediately called, full of envy. Noah kept complaining about the new house, saying she couldn't get used to the luxury. Her favorite sandwich wasn't even in the fridge. Noah's complaints were all overheard by her domineering stepbrother.
Are you my stepsister? I don't know what you country folks like to eat, but I hope you don't go hungry. Nicholas Nick, at your service. Noah? Isn't that a man's name?
She had no desire to exchange words with this arrogant, rude guy. But as she was about to pick up her phone and leave, she was stopped by a vicious dog. Scared, she quickly hid behind her brother, only to find herself cornered against the wall.
Up close, your freckles are actually quite cute.
He whispered warmly in her ear, causing Noah's cheeks to flush with heat as she hurriedly retreated to her room. Thus began their forbidden romance. That evening, the family planned to board a luxury cruise ship to welcome Noah home. But during the trip, her mom and stepdad couldn't stop being lovey-dovey, reminding Noah of romantic moments with her boyfriend. Then Nick showed up at the worst time, trying to impress her with his charm. Then he hit the gas and sped off. When Noah arrived at the restaurant, he saw that Nick had already gotten the contact information of several girls in a short time. Even the restaurant's waitress couldn't resist his charm. He was truly a carefree playboy. Yet in their parents' eyes, Nick was the perfect son, and they constantly hinted that she should learn from her brother. Noah couldn't help but protest on the spot. Nick, eager to get to his next event, didn't bother arguing with her this time and just made up some excuse to leave. Before walking away, he dropped his handkerchief at her feet, then bent down to taunt her again. "Enjoy your meal, little sister. I'm going home. You sit down and wait for Nick." To help them get along better, their parents took turns convincing the siblings to ride home in the same car despite their reluctance. But Nick, annoyed at having his plans interrupted, was in a foul mood and drove recklessly to vent his frustration. His aggressive driving sparked another argument. Nick warned Noah, "Listen, you're living in my house, eating my food, and sitting in my car, so you better shut up before I lose my patience with you. You are in my personal space, my comfort zone, and my line of sight, so you shut up. Your mom probably loved holding your hand. Do you even understand what motherly love is?" This comment struck a nerve with Nick, and in a fit of anger, he yanked Noah out of the car and left without looking back. Stranded in a remote area, she couldn't get a ride until a handsome guy offered to help. He turned out to know Nick, and since they were both heading to the same party, Noah joined him. Sure enough, at the party, she spotted Nick getting cozy with different girls, his behavior casual and flirty, completely different from the composed image he presented at home. Furious at being abandoned while Nick partied here, Noah punched him in the bathroom and threatened to expose everything she witnessed. She told her stepfather everything, but unexpectedly, Nick cornered her by a car. "We'd better mind our own business and not interfere with each other, little sister." Noah suffered another defeat, and while wandering, she was targeted by a bully. The bully sent his lackey to give her a cola with bad intentions. After one sip, Noah realized there was alcohol mixed in. She didn't want to drink anymore, but the guy began pressuring her. Just then, Nick suddenly appeared, shoving the guy to the ground. "Stay away from my sister," he warned them. But to Noah, this heroic damsel-saving act seemed like meddling. They just agreed not to interfere with each other, yet she retaliated by taking a big gulp of her drink. "What are you doing over there? Those jokes are known to drug girls at parties." Nick had no choice but to end the celebration early and take his limp, barely conscious sister home before anything worse could happen. But just when turning off the lights, turning them on made me scared. Seeing his sister, who usually clashed with him, but was actually so vulnerable inside, Nick couldn't help but feel a surge of affection. The next day, Noah woke up and immediately rushed out to confront Nick, demanding to know what happened the night before. Seeing her panic, Nick decided to tease her. "After you passed out, those people took you away. Just as Noah was about to explode, your parents walked over." After learning what happened, she realized Nick had saved her. This feeling of being protected began to change her attitude toward Nick. Later, she would peek her little head around to watch Nick when he changed into his swimsuit. When Nick raced, she would go to the track to cheer him on. Today, her mature and sexy outfit successfully distracted Nick, making him start a beat slower than his opponent. Even during the race, when he saw Noah hugging and greeting other men, jealous Nick was so upset he wanted to rush over and confront them. This distraction caused him to fall far behind his opponent. Fortunately, with his excellent driving skills, Nick still won the first round. But just then, Noah received photos of her boyfriend hooking up with her best friend. Furious, she grabbed a random guy, determined to take similar revenge photos, but her domineering stepbrother snatched her phone. "Get lost." Seeing the photos on the phone, Nick immediately understood everything. He told Noah that to make an ex jealous, they needed someone handsome and stylish, and he was more than willing to volunteer for the job. The camera flash jolted them back to reality. Though not blood-related, they knew society would never accept their feelings. Nick let Noah sit in the car for a while and went to find someone to take her home. Looking at the luxury sports car, Noah impulsively sat in the driver's seat and started the engine, feeling its roar. Unexpectedly, the bearded bully also drove over, and only then did Noah realize both cars were at the starting line. She tried to get out but was warned by Ronnie. If they leave now, according to the rules, they will directly lose the match. Thinking Noah was just a woman, the bully gave her a 5-second head start, not knowing she had grown up racing with her father and would not be fazed. The starting gun fired, but neither car moved. Ronnie noticed that the woman was applying lipstick. How can you still be doing your makeup? I'm not taking advantage of you. I want everyone to know you lost to a woman. As the race starts, the cars shoot out like arrows and engines roar. Noah skillfully maneuvered the race car on the track, maintaining the lead with extraordinary driving skills and winning the race outright. Everyone was cheering for Noah, but Ronnie was unwilling to accept defeat because this was a showdown between him and Nick. Switching people midway breaks the rules, and Ronnie has no time to worry about appearances right now. The loser not only had to pay the other party $15,000, they also demanded to keep the luxury car. Noah confronted them angrily, but was verbally abused. Nick couldn't hold back anymore. The bet meant nothing to him financially, but nobody messes with his sister. Both groups immediately erupted into a brawl, while Noah, caught in the middle, crouched down terrified and shaking. Noah, who grew up under the shadow of domestic violence, was most afraid of seeing others fight. When Nick saw this, he quickly took her home, but the matter was far from over. Nick disappeared for days. Noah lingered by his door each day. That boundary-crossing kiss had already caused the seed of love to sprout in her heart. When Nick came home, he saw Noah's sexy back, couldn't help staring, and shooed the dog away to sit beside her. On TV, there was an exciting scene with cars drifting sideways and a heroic police rescue, but neither of them was really paying attention. Nick explained that he had been with his little sister Maggie, who has a congenital disease. Their mother was irresponsible and neglected Maggie. Only then did Noah realize that Nick's experiences growing up were remarkably similar to his own. Their similar family backgrounds brought their hearts closer together. Nick's hands slid through her hair as he breathed, his hot breath falling on her moist lips. "You're my stepsister and you're only 17, so kiss me until you turn 18, she whispered softly. Without hesitation, she hooked her arms around his neck and pressed her lips against his, making time stand still. This kiss wasn't tentative like before. It was intense, like wildfire spreading, as she poured all her longing from the past few days into this moment. A noise outside startled them apart. Though unseen, their guilty behavior made Mom suspicious. The next day, while Noah was playing a couples game with Nick, her mother unexpectedly brought her ex-boyfriend over from miles away. Mom still doesn't know they've broken up because the jerk cheated. The priority now is keeping the ex-boyfriend from meeting Nick, since if the parents find out, it won't end well for either of them. Noah frantically found Nick to explain the situation, but Nick only knew how to cause trouble. Noah.
I don't know how you have the face to come looking for me.
It was a misunderstanding. I need to clear things up.
A misunderstanding.
I mistook her for you because I miss you so much and love you so deeply.
Do you even believe what you're saying yourself?
I swear that's exactly how it happened. If I lie, I'll face instant karma. Sorry about that.
While the jerk was being held back by his sensible friend, Noah went to warn Nick not to be mischievous, but was suddenly pulled into the water. They swam to a hidden spot and began kissing passionately, as if no one else existed. Their relationship grew increasingly intimate, but danger was also creeping closer. At noon, Noah got a threatening letter, and Nick was warned by a bully who said, "Tell your sister to be careful when she goes out." Nick wasn't one to back down, and that evening he came home battered, only to see his ex walking into Noah's room. Not wanting Noah to see him injured, Nick didn't step in to stop him, but instead went to the rooftop feeling jealous. He glanced toward the room, but when he turned his head, he found Noah sleeping right beside him. The breeze lifted her clothes, and just as Nick was about to cover her stomach, the next second, Noah quickly helped him to a chair to examine his injuries. Nick promised not to fight anymore, but the bullies wanted revenge, so neither should go out alone. Noah, however, misunderstood this as flirtation, thinking it was just an excuse for them to spend time together. She ran her fingers across Nick's 8-pack abs, then kissed his injured spots. The tingling sensation was too much for Nick to handle. Noah was coincidentally caught by her ex-boyfriend, and she hoped that her ex would keep her secret. However, the heartbroken ex-boyfriend left this place of sorrow overnight. Though this big trouble is resolved, the truth eventually comes out. One day, while out with her close friend, Noah witnessed Nick participating in an underground boxing match. As the fighters exchanged powerful blows, Noah once again found herself gripped by fear. Her childhood was filled with violence. When her father lost, he took it out on her and her mother. Her mother hid her in a dark wardrobe, but they still couldn't escape him. Her father's knife attack left a permanent stomach scar. Terrified of Nick, she fled, with her friend following behind. He said he has liked her for a long time and hopes to be given a chance. As he leaned in for a kiss, Nick arrived and pushed him to the ground, reigniting the tension between them. Noah believes that Nick always uses violence to solve problems, while Nick thinks he just likes boxing, not fighting. After their argument ends on a sour note, they both treat each other as invisible. That day, his father told him about Noah's past, and told him to protect his sister, since Noah's father had been released from prison and was dangerous. Nick finally realized that Noah had always lacked security, which is why he feared the dark and disliked violence. Nick, realizing everything, frantically searched for Noah. Meanwhile, Noah, out drinking with a friend, ignored his calls, unaware she was being stalked. Unaware they were being followed, two drunk girls stumbled out. The people in the car were ready to act, but Nick arrived just in time to defuse the crisis. However, just as Noah returned to retrieve her coat, she was locked in the wardrobe by her rival. The shadow of her childhood trauma descended once more. She cried out desperately for help, but the only response was the echo of her own nightmare. Open the door, quickly! Noah clung tightly to Nick, the man who always rushed to her side in danger, finally giving her a true sense of security. So she didn't want Nick to leave even when she was sleeping. Can you not leave? To comfort Noah's wounded heart, Nick lay on the bed and held her close, hoping his presence would ease her pain. Nothing happened that night. They just held each other and slept. I thought you might lose control, but I didn't want to take advantage. Just then, the father entered, saw them alone together, paused for a few seconds, then told Nick his sister's condition was urgent. They immediately set off for the hospital. Luckily, it was just a child's prank. Maggie had turned off her phone's alarm and hid, simply wanting her mom to visit her. Why isn't Mom here yet? Mom is just too busy. Is the person at the door Noah? This is the first time Noah meets Nick's younger sister, and sees Nick's gentle side, which opens her heart. On the way home that evening, Noah held Nick's hand. Nick immediately understood, pulled over, and sincerely apologized to Noah for his previous actions. He said he no longer wanted to worry about any forbidden love, even if they would face strong opposition from his parents when they got home. If this is our last time together, then let's make it the most unforgettable one. And so, they made love on the beach. Afterward, Noah still felt unsatisfied. Without balloons, they went to a nearby gas station to buy some, but during Nick's brief absence, Ronnie forcibly took Noah away. No! After checking the surveillance footage, everyone found that Ronnie had kidnapped Noah. Just as police were about to pursue them, they discovered several threatening letters in Noah's room. Noah's mom phone rang. Ronnie was her ex-husband's former cellmate. The ex-husband orchestrated everything, wanting a huge ransom after seeing his wife and daughter living well. Learning the problem could be solved with money, the wealthy stepfather sighed with relief. The couple arrived at the agreed spot with the money, where police had already set up a trap. As the scheduled time went by, the ex-husband didn't show up. Noah's mom suddenly felt uneasy. From what she knew of him, he probably wasn't after money, but instead wanted to cause trouble for her and her child. As expected, her ex-husband had knocked out Ronnie beforehand, and was now hiding in a nearby hotel, watching their show. The red sports car he won from Nick exposed his location because of an insurance company tracker. Both groups immediately took action, and Noah drove the sports car to take her father to the agreed location. After all, he was her father. She just wanted him to get the money and leave. However, her father shot at her mother, but luckily, her stepfather reacted quickly. Having escaped danger, Noah realized it wasn't about money. Her illusions of fatherly love shattered. Their car was soon cornered, with Nick's vehicle close behind. Aware escape was impossible, the man ready to take Noah down with him. In that crucial moment, she and Nick locked eyes. They instantly understood each other's thoughts, and both drove their vehicles toward one another.
Let's go! Party, 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 and party again. It's the time of my life. It's a celebration.
Through a series of strategic maneuvers, Noah successfully averted the crisis, and the perpetrators were apprehended simultaneously. At the end of the story, Nick sneaks into Noah's room. Then they lock the door, thinking their secretive date is flawless, unaware that their parents have seen everything. We must do something. We must stop it at all costs.